Hey everyone, today I'm going to be showing you 2 ways you can use bias to clean finish a raw edge. In the first method, the bias is hidden and is called V-fold, and in the second, it's used as an accent and is called binding. For both methods, we're going to need to cut bias to go along either edge. For the V-fold, we're going to need to cut our bias 1 1/4 inch wide, and for the binding, we're going to need to cut it 1 1/2 inch wide. To get a crisp edge on our V-fold, we're going to fold it in half and iron it. And then taking the raw edge of both sides, we're going to line it up with the raw edge of our fabric, and we're going to sew that at 1/4 inch. Now you can roll your raw edges to the back, and at this point I like to give it a good press, that way you get a nice crisp edge. And once that's pressed, you can continue rolling the folded side to the wrong side of the fabric as well, and give that a press also. And the last step to completing your V-fold is to do a 1/4 inch stitch right along that folded edge of our bias. And if you would like, you can also do a stitch along the seam line between the self and the bias. And here is what our finished V-fold looks like when we're all done. Moving on to our second method, to make bias binding, we're going to take our 1 1/2 inch wide strip, and we're going to put the right side of the binding to the wrong side of the fabric and stitch a 1/4 inch away from the raw edge. Once that's stitched down, go ahead and iron it away from our main fabric, and we are going to fold up our raw edge that we haven't sewn yet and bring it to the raw edge of the self fabric, and we're going to iron that down as well. Now we can take the pressed fold of our binding and bring it just past the stitch line on the right side of the fabric, and we're going to stitch that down as closely to the fold as possible. And here is what our finished bias binding looks like.